after her, dude. Oh man.
Okay.
Talk about.
Okay. All right. So, when
here's the Earth.
Yeah.
Okay, so first off, when you guys are watching live shows, by the way, in the comments on the live stream, always be shooting that love. Always be, even if it's feedback, shoot that feedback too, because sometimes coders want to watch that.
Hype up these babies.
Yep. And then at the same time too, what I ended up seeing, and I thought it was really cool, and I'm going to shout out this person now, and I was watching the live stream as well, of course. I saw Scott Stevens said, yo, that set is kind of going crazy, WTF. And I think that's pretty sick, because what it reminds me of course, if everyone remembers, got old school Munch, got some old school, Conjuring in there. There was a moment where the song like made like a womp womp, and then he was all womp womp, and I was like, hey, that's tight. Also too, again, going back to the old school vibes, just the fact that the way the whips are flowing and the way the stream of the lights were just perfect, and that was solid. But other than that though, dude, like, again, feeling at home and you're inside your home, man.
Bedroom vibes. Ugh. Sucker for some Conjuring. Ooh.
Conjuring with a show.
That's so Midwest.
That's
I'm just a sucker for some Conjuring.
straight sucker for some Conjuring, no.
If you're gonna come on down here and you're gonna throw some gloves on your fingers, all right, and then you're gonna turn on all 10 lights, all right, and some of them are gonna look pretty, and some of them are gonna do some cool accelerometer stuff. Okay. When you bring that up in here, I gotta say, very pretty. Very pretty.
And that was Revo, also known as Sean. Actually got to meet him this past year at one of the competitions, either G3. I think it was G3. G3, yeah. Really cool dude. Comes from a poi spinning background, so I know that gloving is a new discipline to him. I really like that he's getting into conjuring. It's not something that you see very prevalent nowadays. I like to see where he goes with it. I will say the timing on the conjuring could have been a little bit better. It's one of those disciplines in gloving that demands precision, otherwise it's noticeable even if you're off by a tenth of a second. At 45 seconds, I really like that grab, like that holding. I'm gonna assume that was on purpose. Having that strobe line up with the music, because it felt on purpose, and you're not here to prove otherwise. That was cool. Really good use of space. High risk, high reward. You're doing tosses on the Conjuring, and I know that being newer to gloving, you're not as comfortable with the camera frame. So nicely done. That paid off. Overall, it was really good flow. Not much. There wasn't, as far as what I could observe, as far as your understanding of what you know, there wasn't too much to go off of, technically. There was a lot of liquid, a lot of technically, there wasn't too much grid that I could make out in the show, which isn't a necessity. Overall, the show had really good flow. It kind of lacked a bit of structure, but that comes with time and experience. Just keep at it, and it'll come. It just takes persistence. Solid ending. I gotta say, as far as gloving do's and don'ts, keep doing solid endings. Don't just cut. Yeah, overall, foundations, your pacing, use of space, depth perception. I'm gonna go with a 7. There is room to grow, but with what you know, I felt that you displayed it pretty well. As far as capability, cleanliness and as far as capability, cleanliness and digestibility, it was a little sloppy. It wasn't very lined up. I could still follow the story. The steak wasn't well done. It was medium. With that, I'm gonna say capability 3. Just clean it up a little bit and make it more comprehensive to the viewer, and that score is gonna shoot right up. You're on the right track. And let's take a look at Sonder.
What'd you think of Revo?
All right, Revo. I love the background. I love the details you put in the background, which reminds me of that also is part of storytelling. What people see behind you and the lighting. That being said, I did feel the intro. I was kind of like slowly getting into it. Felt like I was like, it took a little bit for me, like, oh, okay. And I feel like it was kind of like I was watching you do your thing from a distance and I'm kind of walking to you rather than you're pulling me. So that's my opinion, my experience. Also, I really found it interesting, The Conjuring. That seemed to be a specialty. Everything was flavored with that on top of it. Whether you were doing liquid or finger rolls or anything, it was like The Conjuring was happening throughout it. So that's really cool, because that reminds me of like a specialist. It's like, that's your strength. So, my thoughts on Arsenal. I see how Conjuring seems to be your focus. I would personally have liked to see more Conjuring expanded on a higher level of just where is it coming from. When I was watching it, I didn't notice you were Conjuring until like halfway of the video, so maybe it didn't connect like, oh, it's happening now. And also there were moments where it was like thrown up or thrown around the body, which I have seen. I've seen like magicians as well. So I want to see it like come out of someone's eye. You know what I'm saying? Just, I don't know. You got to figure out how to make that happen. But yeah, so with concepts or Arsenal, I give that a 3. And with character, so that's musicality and showmanship, I also give that a 3.
Shit.
Don't know why. Told me to be patient. Can't anymore, and I don't know why. Don't know why. Feel the rhythm changing. These nights are the nights of our lives. Feel the beat shaking. I can see the look to see you on. What have you taken? Head so high up in the sky. Told me to be patient. Can't anymore, and I don't know why. 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 Said I can't anymore, and I don't know why. 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 Lights come on, and I'm nowhere to be found. But you know, my dear, I'm always safe and sound. I'll admit the music's better when you're around. Feel the bass is going down, 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 down. Down, 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 down. Feel the bass is going down, 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 down. Feel the rhythm changing. These nights are the nights of our lives. Feel the beat shaking. I can see the look to see you on. What have you taken? Head so high up in the sky. Told me to be patient.
Yeah, that was yummy. I liked eating that up. That was yummy. First off, the amount of things you're able to learn just from a room and its decor, and just given the fact that there weren't many things in that room, there's a lot of things to learn.
Dude, I was gonna comment on that too, man. The fact that you guys, I just realized now from that comment, you guys have some cool stuff in your room, like legit. If you guys,
Pretty neat.
maybe we'll see everybody be in their room. You know, of course, I don't see anybody maybe going anywhere else, but if you do, that's awesome. But yeah, every video that we're watching today, and the feature for this entire stream service and or competition, it's all in their room. I'm gonna be commenting on your stuff in your room, bro. 100%.
We're gonna look at your stuff.
You got a championship belt on your wall, my man. That was tight.
I got some questions. I hope to. They're not bad. I'm just so goddamn curious about your life.
I like it though. Well, let's go.
Awesome.
First off, let's get into the light show first. Well, right off the back, that you got some amazing tuts, by the way. That's some really, really fun Gambit-y tuts. If you know who obviously Gambit is, PM Gambit. He obviously has a lot of that kind of like weird, like motion that goes up and down, but it's almost like arrowy kind of thing. I've always called those like arrow tuts, where you're pointing and you're able to kind of keep a straight arrow and all that stuff. And then at the same time too, you use the camera's depth to be able to do a lot of intricate stuff. And I thought that was cool. And of course, I don't know if you saw this during the stream, I was vibing to some obviously Liquid DMV. That's my jam right there, bro. Even if it's so simple and very low BPM, like I'll still, like, you know, I'll straight punch babies and stuff while I'm listening to that, bro. Yeah, man. Honestly, both light shows were actually killer. The fact that you guys are using the space in your actual room too, I didn't realize that's something I should have commented on the past videos. Depth perception is really good too. You're using that full depth perception of being able to control the viewer in a certain way. You know, and they're both dope.
I'm loving the variety so far. Like, not seeing any like kind of like specialist shows of like, oh, this is entirely tech based and keeping stuff like really centered. We're looking at, you know, every glover so far at least hitting like 3 major subsects of gloving.
Arsenal.
I'm here for it. I like seeing these arsenals popping up. Oof. What you gonna go pew pew with? All right.
And that was Sonder. Although at first I was wondering if it was Derek submitting for the second time. When it comes to Sonder's light show, honestly, I felt like bro was a little nervous. Felt like he was uncomfortable. Felt like it wasn't the right setting for him to perform. And the main reason I say that is because at pretty much 2 minutes to right to the end, that segment there felt like you really locked in. And in that span of less than 30 seconds, my conclusion, given the rest of the show and that, was that you just had a case of the nerves. I can tell that you do know your concepts, but like looking at the first 20 seconds, it felt like there was a voice inside your head that was saying, oh no, catch up. And you weren't completing your concepts. And it left me wanting more. Because I'm trying to gauge how well you know your concepts, and not only that, but in that regard, how well you execute what you know. There are different layers of movements, and I'm a big fan of compound multi-isolation movements. Movements where you have to use multiple joints to maintain the shape, and where you're isolating more than just one point. Like, so for example, in the tutting section, there was a lot of this, and the, like, single 90-degree movements. I'm looking for, you know what I mean, like more compound movements, you know, as far as higher level, higher scoring move sets within a concept. And the entire tutting section didn't have a single compound movement. I'm just trying to give rhyme to the reason for the score. That ending also felt a little faltery. Like the whole show just didn't feel very put together. I really feel like it would have benefited from another take. Overall, taking everything into account, foundations, I'm gonna score a 6. When it comes to capability, 3. I would love to see a light show from you in a setting where you're more comfortable. And feel free to call me out if I'm wrong, but that's just my opinion. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Feel free to correct me. And on to the next one.
What do you think of Sonder?
So with Sonder, the beginning part, it fades in and he's already starting, which kind of felt like it was like a session or like a practice, as if I was walking into someone's room and they're practicing and they're just doing their thing. And also it was kind of far away. He does come up close after the video as it continues. The concepts, the movements, I saw like finger rolls, saw like waves, some tuts, some finger tuts, wave tuts. I do feel there wasn't something that was just, I could find the strength, like there was, oh, this is the thing that is the blade, the part that excels, a style or a concept that was pushing really further. Also, there were movements I could have seen more of as other intricate movement threads. You could have done conjuring. There's more concepts or arsenals you can still pull from. So I would give that a 2 for for arsenal. Now for character, which is musicality and showmanship, the video again, it starts off fading in, or fades in and you already are doing your thing, and then it fades out before you finish your thing. So it was kind of like I didn't get to even see the beginning or the ending. It kind of abruptly stops. The music, this music is just, I really like this song. And I know everyone picked it, so I'm assuming they also enjoyed it, who they picked the music. There's really changes in it. There's a lot of changes. There's the vocals, there's the sounds at high intensity, the drops, the speed, the slow motion. I did feel that the show that was given was very one-paced and didn't accent in little sounds, or even stop for a moment and then restart again. So with music, with character, I'll give that a 1.